Hello there, it's just Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. Yes, as my first sews, I'm going to do a storage bag for rolls of wrapping paper, Christmas paper, and I'm going to use the pillowcases as well. So yes, hardest part, choose a pillowcase. I know, I've got so many, I'm being a bit pathetic really. Okay, so I've measured it up and I've double checked it, and yes, a standard roll of Christmas wrapping paper will fit in a pillowcase. So I'm going to turn it inside out. I know, and actually you could make two. And I've got my scissors here, and what we need to do is we need it small enough so that they stay upright and that they're all safe, and we need it to be along the long side. So let's get this folded out properly. Now I'm going to do it so that I can make two, okay? I know. I might as well. Two would go nicely out of this piece of cloth. So I've got it all laid out here, and what I need is a strip just for the hanging up, and I need a strip for the actual main body. So while it's folded, I can use pinking shears, save trimming edges, or just normal scissors, and I'm just going to cut along here as straight as I can. Now of course I could mark this with a pen and a ruler, or I could fold it and I could iron it, but I think I'm just going to guess it for this video. If it was a present for somebody, then I might take a little bit more care. So now I've got 3 pieces. I've got one body spare, which I'll probably just do, but I'll do it off screen, and then this body, and then this for my strap. So I'm going to start with the strap. Now you can skip this bit and just use a piece of ribbon, it would look just as nice. And what I was thinking is if I had a hook on the inside of my wardrobe or my craft cupboard, and then I could just hang it up. So I'm folding it into 4 so that I've got it along here, and then I'm going to run a line of stitches just along. Now I've set the machine up and I've done a little test sew on similar fabric so that I know everything is going to be fine. And I'm using a nice contrasting coloured thread for ease of the video, but I think it'll be quite stylish. And if you have, if you're just going to use it for Christmas, then you could of course use it in a Christmas fabric, which you could buy, or you can just use a nice old pillowcase, or, well, these ones are new actually, but now I've put it on zigzag. And I'm just going to let the machine take it, and I'm just going to adjust it every 4 inches, because that's kind of off the table, and then that's kind of quite a comfortable amount to sew. Now, the nice thing about sewing this type of cotton is literally you can pinch it like that and just sort of run your fingers quite firmly along it, and you've got almost an iron crease. So, you know, it's very easy to sew. And I'm such a big fan of having projects that are quite simple, just to give yourself confidence, and there's so much to be said for that. I know quite a few people that just, when they start to sew, they always sew like a little bird, and then, you know, that way they've got a success, and, you know, their confidence is up. And it's when you're doing something like this, you don't want your confidence kicked. That's the worst thing that can happen. I'm not going to do any sewing in of the ends, but what I would do is I'll demonstrate how we would do that. So that's the piece I'm going to use, and it doesn't even need to be that long, it really doesn't, but there we are. And then I'm going to loop it around the top so that it can hang on the hanger. Easy. So what we do is we fold it up again. I'm going to put it on straight stitches just for this bit, and then at the fold fold it up again, fold that in, and then at the fold I am going to run in some stitches. So there we go, very simple. Get the machine to do it nice and slowly, and I'm going to leave the needle down, and then I can either do my zigzag stitch or any stitch really, or even a nice plain sharp running stitch. Okay, so that's that done. Sorry, waffling. I know, I do it. Criminal for it. And I put that somewhere safe. And I'm going to take one of these. Now I'm going to make use of all the hemming that's on here already. And I have two choices. If it was a gift, I would do this definitely. I'm going to turn it back the right way. And I would do a line of stitches and then turn it back. Now this means that all your loose ends are now tucked in. So let me just go as fast as I can just to save you being bored. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got a line here on the plate, and I'm just making sure that it stays in that line. There we are. So take that out, turn it the wrong way round again, and then run along that stitches. So I'll have all the loose ends covered. It will show, but then you want it to show that it's handmade. And obviously, when I would do it, I would do it a tad slower, just a tad. It's not in my nature. Now, so I would run along a load of stitches here. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of rolling it to push it out. You can do that before you start, or you can just do it as you go, so that I've got all those floofy bits tucked in. Now what's happened here is I've got my bobbin thread caught around my foot. It looks terrible, but it's not really a problem. If I was doing a larger piece of sew, then it would be a problem because it just wouldn't lie flat. But it's another one of my bad habits. Okay, so that's that done. I'm going to put it around the right way just to show you. So that's what your seam on the inside would look like. And that's what the seam on the outside would look like. And if you went too close to it, you'd get like little flaky bits coming out, so not as pretty. Now I've deliberately left the envelope top on here, and what I mean by the envelope top is this bit. Now this bit I thought would be great so that we can keep the dust off the actual, it's alive, the actual paper, so I could just tuck that over the top, and I thought that would be a nice touch. But we are going to put this lovely strap on, and I'm not going to say there's a correct way to do this, but there is a nice way. If we lay it flat and then we fold it over, and then we've got that nice twist in it. So I'll just do that again. I'm going to laying it flat, and then I'm taking these two corners together so that we've got that. Yeah. and then I am going to fold it over. So, and very slowly I'm going to run the sewing machine along here. Now obviously this is now quite a few thicknesses of cloth, probably about 4 or 5, but you know, it's fine as long as you've got a working machine and the needle's quite sharp. I have my bobbin thread caught round again, so it's going to look puckered, then it should be able to do it. And yeah, what you've got to make sure is you don't slip, or because your fingers are so close to it that you don't actually run over your fingers. What I normally do is I hit the adjuster on my thumb, and it does hurt, but it's not so much the pain as it makes me jump. So there we are. I know, how simple is that? And from anyone who is even remotely like me, how annoying is it when you know you've got wrapping paper upstairs somewhere, and when you go to get it out, all these bits are all mushed and scrunkled, and it's well, rotten really, and you can't use it. So thank you ever so much for watching. If I was going to do it with using a piece of ribbon, which would be a lot easier so, then I would take my piece of ribbon and I would fold it towards myself, and I would probably trim the ends so that they were nice and sharp, and then I would fold them up again. Okay, so that's my simple sew of making a space saver or storage for Christmas wrap. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Blee. Please like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll catch you again.